Hey everyone, it's Alice. I know it's been a while since I've been on here, but I have so many books to share with you because I was busy reading. So, the book that I want to share today is Brave Story. This one was unnecessarily large. Honestly, I almost didn't finish the book. The premise was really interesting, and it was by a Japanese author, so I was really interested in trying out some fantasy type novels that are by Japanese authors. This one was translated by Alexander O. Smith, and it is by Miyuki Miyabe. The reason why I almost didn't finish this book, it just kept going and kept going and kept going. So this boy who is, school age in Japan, and so in this story, the main character's parents are getting a divorce because the dad cheated on the mom, but it's been a long-term thing. He fell in love with another woman and he's leaving them. And so he won't actually talk to the main character anymore very much. He meets up with him one time, and he's pretty standoffish. He's like, I have another family now, and can't really be interacting with you as much. And his mom is really down on herself about the whole thing, and so this is almost an exploration of his feelings through another world, through a fantasy world. So there's all these parallel characters that are representations of how he sees these people. So the woman his dad cheated on is in his mind this really evil character, and she's horrible, but then at one point he kind of also sees her as a victim, and then his dad is the really bad guy. Discovers this haunted building, and it's maybe not haunted, but it's definitely cursed because people have tried building on this plot of land that's near a graveyard, of course, and it keeps not getting finished because either something goes wrong, someone gets injured, or people die who are working on it, and so it's just this kind of half-empty building. And he follows this other guy from school into there that he thinks is really cool, and discovers that there's another world connected to that. And so after he discovers it the first time, he keeps thinking about it, but he's back in his normal life for quite a while before he actually finds a way in. And it's like a Alice in Wonderland type story where the kid goes into another dimension and has all these adventures. And it was just one thing after another, and it was the lineup was very much like a video game. There's just another thing and another thing and another thing, and all these trials, and it's kind of cheesy, and it would have been better suited as a video game almost, because you could actually do the actions, and the story, the actual world was very interesting, strange creatures and the afflictions that the characters have would be really interesting. It was just too much thrown into a book, and we forget about his best friend for more than half of this thing. He's introduced at the beginning as someone really important. We don't think about him for a really long time, and then he's finally able to check up on him through some mirror realm where he can look back. It's just so much happened in here. He joined groups, he lost groups, he went back around. So anyway, it just it didn't have a clear, this is what the plot's about, this is what he's trying to accomplish. He was just kind of in there for a while, boo, look at me, I'm adventuring. And there weren't really high stakes for a while, and so I think that's kind of why I lost interest for a little bit. So overall, in this book, there's not really a lot of romance, so I guess I don't know that they're really queer characters, although I kind of thought that the main character should be with his best friend because it seemed like they were really close. And yeah, I just wasn't enthused. It was alright. The writing itself wasn't super poetic or pulling me in, and so just kind of an unnecessarily long book. They could have taken out like a lot of the themes, just or a lot of the like side plot, just to kind of keep it more streamlined. But it is what it is. I don't even know how I found this book. Oh, because it's through Haika Soru, and they do other like they did a short story book that I read that had a lot of Japanese authors, so I'm sure it showed up on my recommendations. Again, I loved the world. I loved the premise at first. It just was like a little too much. But if you like kind of an easy read that's not super stressful all the way through, I guess you might enjoy this one. So that's my book for this video. Check it out if you're interested. Wasn't my favorite, but it's a book. See y'all next time.